So let's talk about 2004 and when William Moores decided to get me killed. Yeah. When he's decided to get me killed, he didn't expect them to make a mistake, and what followed had him shitting in his pants. Because he was shitting in his pants, he wanted me off the street. He wanted me away in some sort of dead or jail. That was his mentality. I'm 24, he's 46. He's been selling drugs for as long as I've known him. And I've known him since I was around 14. So this what happened. I'll bring it back, I'll try and bastardise it. So I'll bring it right back to when I first met Willie Moore. And this is how I met Willie Moore. I was with some lad called Dean Leslie. Dean Leslie, just a kid from a scruffy family like myself. Lived on a place called Lansdowne Place. And in Lansdowne Place, this is where Willie Moore lived. On Lansdowne Place. Just around the corner from Tommy. Anyway, there's another fella called Frank Malloy, who's a close friend of Tommy's and Willie's. They've all been convicted for large drug consignments in the past and whatever, but let's move forward. So Dean Leslie's got some computer games, yeah? And as we're walking past Willie Moore's, Frank Malloy's stepson comes out, called Malloy, forgot his first name, blonde-haired kid, looking at the games. So we show him the games and the little cunt runs off and runs into this back garden. You haven't read it deep, have you? If you didn't know, you'd been in no fucking war. He's just a victim who was getting told to go from A to B and damage girls and damage men. That's all Marvin wanted out. He had the wrong people. You know, you can't fucking kill a kid and then let another 10 play football with the dough. It's not in my book. So let's talk about 2004 and when William Moores decided to get me killed. Yeah. When he's decided to get me killed, he didn't expect them to make a mistake, and what followed had him shitting in his pants. Because he was shitting in his pants, he wanted me off the street. He wanted me away in some sort of dead or jail. That was his mentality. I'm 24, he's 46. He's been selling drugs for as long as I've known him. And I've known him since I was around 14. So this what happened. I'll bring it back, I'll try and bastardise it. So I'll bring it right back to when I first met Willie Moore. And this is how I met Willie Moore. I was with some lad called Dean Leslie. Dean Leslie, just a kid from a scruffy family like myself. Lived on a place called Lansdowne Place. And in Lansdowne Place, this is where Willie Moore lived. On Lansdowne Place. Just around the corner from Tommy. Anyway, there's another fella called Frank Malloy, who's a close friend of Tommy's and Willie's. They've all been convicted for large drug consignments in the past and whatever, but let's move forward. So Dean Leslie's got some computer games, yeah? And as we're walking past Willie Moore's, Frank Malloy's stepson comes out, called Malloy, forgot his first name, blonde-haired kid, looking at the games. So we show him the games and the little cunt runs off and runs into this back garden. I burst in the back garden. The kid runs in the house. I run into the living room and give this kid a slap. Bam, bam, bam. Get the games back, get in the garden. And this little fat fella comes out with glasses on. Looks like a troll. fuck are you doing? It was Willie Moore. This is my first incident with Willie Moore. Now bear in mind, we're like 14 or something. He's a grown man. And I'd already linked up with Tommy, but I'd never met Willie. Do you understand? So I'd already been around Tommy Gilday, and Willie Moore was Tommy's partner, but I'd never met him. So anyway, it goes off in the garden a little bit with Frank Malloy and Willie Moore, and this little shit's hiding behind him going, just making bullshit up. So anyway, we get off. I get a phone call, I get told I'm wanted at Tommy's, so I go round to Tommy's. Willie Moore's there, and that Frank Malloy's there. And they're looking on hating me, this Willie Moore and this Frank Malloy. Why? Because Frank Malloy's stepson's eyes like that, and they just told Willie Moore he's a fat prick straight in the garden. So anyway, they're in Tommy's with Tommy. And it's on the conversation there, and I said no. He snatched our games and fucked off into a garden. We chased him, then these two came out and started fighting with us. That's what happened. And that was it. That's the first time, nothing came from it. That's the first time I've heard of him or met him. From that time on, he's never really liked me when I'm being around Tommy. So every time Tommy was around him, he used to take the piss out of him. That's what he was, Willie Moore. He's just one of them little fat blades that got the piss took out of him by Tommy. So anyway, although he was Tommy's partner, he was just a dickhead partner, you're on it. So anyway, as I'm round Tommy when I'm younger, and we're still, and you know, I'm still going fishing with them and we're doing all this. This Willie Moore's part of the group, and he's going fishing and all this, and everywhere they're going, I'm going with them. There's another kid from Kai Farm. I've mentioned the names that used to go fishing with us anyway. Halfway through that process, Willie Moore goes behind Tommy's back and comes up here to Birmingham with something like 12 kilos of heroin in a car with him and his mate. Or him and a few of them actually. Him and one of his brothers actually. But it was behind Tommy's back. So he's come up here with 12 kilos, he's been arrested, yeah? He got something like fucking 10 years or something. In 1996, that was a long time for drugs and that. So he got 10 years or something. In them 10 years, Tommy fucked him off from that incident. You cheeky little bastard going up the road behind me back, bang, being took out. Hey Daz, the guy that took you scalloping in Guernsey, was his name Frank, yeah? I told you that, mate. I think his bird was French, and his daughter. Anyway. So he goes to jail. That's the last I see of Willie Moore. In that decade, he's away in whatever. We're cracking on. We're establishing ourselves. Everything's going sweet. He gets out. Now, whilst he's been in jail, we've tethered all his little grafters, so they're all done, like that John Curry who used to go with Nicola. That's his grafter for years. But anyway, when he's due out, his younger brother, Porky Moore, John Moore, little snitch, he was selling crack and brown on the Easby estate. You know, off Stanley Road. And he'd been selling the crack and brown round there, round Langy, round Scotty, for years and years. They'd never come to the Grisdale estate. But when Willie Moore was due out, for some reason he started coming on the Grisdale estate and taking the lad's graft, right? So they weren't happy. So one day the lads had a phone call. He went, what? The phone call was along the lines of this. Porky Moore is sat by the mini market there, just punting the punters, just sitting there going, just now bear in mind, people have been shot up and everything for this. Yeah. I hope some of you are still with the storyline here, because it gets a bit deeper as we go along. So anyway, Porky Moore is sat at the bottom of the estate with a few of his grafters. He's 43, his grafters are like 24, 25, around our age and that. And fucking, he's just robbing the grafters, shouting them over to the car, giving them a number, giving them free bits. You know, all this mad shit, punting your graft. So it is what it is, mate. A group of kids it was, bam, just burst over to his car, smashed him up, smashed his grafter up, took the phone off them, took the cars off them, sent them on the way. You know, Porky Moore's grafters. So later on that day, or the next day, I'm just cruising, there's a cafe, and all the boys chill in this cafe on Robson Street, and I'm in there. And as I'm coming out of there, a little scenic bus goes past. But I'm getting a phone call off Snowy, this kid called Lee White. He was basically one of the Farleys, but he was alright out of them. But he phoned me and said, this Porky Moore's looking for you here, Darren. I went, what? And as he said that, the scene had gone past me and pulled over. So I've said, I've just seen him there, lad. I'm gone. Put the phone down. Went over to the car. Just jumped in the passenger seat. Now, this Porky Moore was about 44 at the time, 43 or something. I'm 23, 24. Yeah, so there's the age difference right there. So I've just jumped into the passenger seat. He weren't expecting that. And he's parcelled. And whatever he had in the hand, he's dropped when he's panicked when I've got in the car. I've noticed that he's dropped it. But I haven't let on to him that I've dropped it. So I'm sitting there listening to this fat ball bag who's a fucking dickhead run his mouth off. You can't do this, you can't do that, jab, jab, jab. I've had enough. We're going through fucking all sorts of shit and you've got this little fat bellend trying to tell us what and when. So I've just got, I went sound, bowed down while I was in the car, got out the passenger side, went round to the driver's side, went yeah, bang, snatched the keys out the ignition. That's it, I've got him. He's stuck there. I've told Mark Richardson, he's lifed off now. He's lifed off for the Mikey Wright murder. I've told Mark Richardson, get in the cafe, lad, get me a blade. Bang, he's gone in, got me a blade, he's come out. I've got the blade. Done him a few times in the shoulder with the blade. And he's screeched, I've smashed the key off his head and I'll go, fuck off, you fat grass. He's got in his car, screeched off, going, I'm gonna tell her, Willie. I'm gonna tell her, Willie. Bah, 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 bah. Sweet you fucking nugget. You know what I mean? So anyway, it is that. In the midst of all this, we're having trouble with Mikey Wright and the Scotty Roll boys. You know, we've been having trouble with them for quite some time. Since Danny robbed Mikey Wright of 12 grand from underneath his couch. So let me tell you about that. I was having it with Mikey, right? I was always with him. Danny was smoking crack at the time and was having it with this fella called Paul Wishart. Mikey lived on Scotty, in a flat. He had this flat on Scotty. Danny and Paul have hid under the van till Mikey's come out, got in his car, drove away. As soon as he's drove away, they went upstairs, volleyed the door in and took the 12 grand and a few blocks of weed or whatever. Now they've come bang on, right? And Danny's come bang on. And Mikey Wright's telling me, I'm going to kill your Danny. So to get Danny a buy, I've had to say to him, I've had to say to Mikey, don't lad, I'll pay it back. So now, I'm having to distribute drugs for Michael Wright so he doesn't wig Danny. This is how it went on. And they were just, I nearly had the bill paid, nearly had the 12 grand paid, but then he put it up because it took so long, so it went up to 15 grand, then it went up to 18 grand, and I was just thinking to myself, you took the fucking piss. So he got me one day and said, look, you can kill the rest of this bill if you come on this mission with me. So I went, what's the mission? He said, these other kids have kicked me door in Hale Woods, where I've got a flat with Jenny, and took dough out the flat. I said, what are the kids' names? And he said, Lee Brittles and AJ. some kid from the South End. This is all real, this, mate. This is true. I'm not chatting shit. This is all real. And AJ, I've said, all right, then what do you want to do? He went, just come with us in the car. We're going. So this was who's in the cars on this mission. I hope he's still with me. So this is who's with. So you've got me, Mikey Wright. We're in a V6 Cavalier. Don't get it twisted. Back in the day, 2.5 V6 Cavaliers or Calibres or Vectors, they were the machines back then, right? So you had, and then behind us, you had Michael O'Rourke, John Haas, Gary Haas, and Jeffrey Haas in a Granada Cosworth, you know, a rammer, a 3-litre V6. That was just deliberately there to bonnet people or take cars off the road. So anyway, just so I can kill this bet and get Danny a fucking buy so he doesn't get fucking wigged, I've said, let's go then, let's do this. So I'm driving the whip now, this V6 Cav, and we're floating around all night looking for this Lee Brittles and this AJ. And as we're floating around, we're going down Egbert Road by the McDonald's and we slam on at the lights. And I know Lee Brittles, right? So I've done jail with Lee Brittles previously. And he's always been sound, right? So when I'm hearing his name getting mentioned off this cunt, I'm just thinking, wow, what's this? But I've got to go ahead with it so my brother doesn't get wigged. So anyway, fucking we stop at the lights. And as we stopped at the lights, you've got us in the cab and the rammer behind us, right? A car pulls up to us on the lights, people. And it's only Lee fucking Brittles in it. What year was this, Darren? I can't remember, lad, but you'll get on it. It was all in the papers and that. Luckily I weren't there when it happened, but it happened and it went in the papers. But we've slammed it at the lights. And I'm trying my hardest not to. I don't really want to see Lee Brittles, you know, but it is what it is. We're stuck at the lights. This car's pulled up. I think it was a Sierra Estate, a red one. You've got the two people in the front and the kid in the back is on me. And it's Lee Brittles. And listen to me. This is no bullshit. He's trying to get me attention. Yo, Darren, it's Lee. I'm thinking, oh, no, okay, lad. So, ran the window down, what's happening, lad? Bam, 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 put the window up and Mikey went, who's that, lad? I said, that's Lee Brittles, mate. I know. Anyway, it just went off its cake on that Egbert Road. The car behind us took chase. Exactly, I weren't there. When he's seeing us and when he's got on Mikey, he's took chase. I've just done my best to blag it that I couldn't drive a fucking car and done mad turns and got out the way. You know what I mean? Well, anyway, this Granada chases the Sierra, clips it, spins it, right? Clips it, spins it. The car stops, so you've got the Granada facing like a T onto the Sierra. Yeah? The gunman jumps out the passenger side of the Granada. Lee Brittles has jumped out the back of the Sierra and he's like a rabbit. He's just stuck, right? He can't move. He's in shock. The kid's got the piece stuck on him. And the kid never done it. The kid never fucking let the bullet go. So Brittles has got his head together, took chase up the street. And then the kids chased him up the street, letting shots off in the fucking houses. Not one bullet went near him, just went into fucking houses all over the place. It was in the paper and that. Speaking true facts, lad. Don't get it fucking twisted. How did he even get onto that fucking Mikey Wright story anyway? So anyway, he gets out of jail, doesn't he, Willie Moore? And he's thinking he's off his fucking barnet, mate. So he comes to the estate. Now don't forget, there's been madness on the estate. It was a no-go zone. Trust me, anyone who's real will tell you now, the Grisdale estate, where we was, it was a no-go zone to other people. Standard, simple as that. So anyway, we're all dressed in black like we are. We brought that style through. We introduced that style to Liverpool. Don't let anyone tell you any different. all blacked out, used to be Waterhouse jackets, she just swapped them to North Face. But anyway, we're all stood on the estate, doing what we normally do. We're like a 24-hour shop on there, anything you want, you can just turn up and get. So he turns up with this kid, this other lad, who I've never seen before, walks up. What's happening, Darren? Boom, where's Danny? Be back in a minute. Alright, bam. Don't need to lie, lad. No need to lie at all. Everything I'm stating is fact. It's all there in paperwork and everything. So he comes on the estate, this Willie Moore and his little mate. He's fresh out of jail. He's hearing the graphs bouncing. You know, his brother's being attacked. It is what it is. He's coming in the estate with scratches. If you don't know what a scratch is, it's like a little parcel of heroin to try and get us to buy the heroin off him. He got jogged on anyway. We were being loyal to the silver. For the people out there who know who the silver was, that's who we were in with. Anyway, we'll leap forward, we'll skip all that. That's a bit deep. The stories that haven't been told. And we'll skip right through to the attack on his brother. So we've attacked the brother on Robson Street. He's got off. He's made his phone call to Willie Moore. A couple of days later, I've had a phone call off Willie Moore. So this is Willie Moore now speaking to me on the phone. You're a cheeky bastard. How dare you disrespect my family like that? Who do you think you are? This is me. Fuck off, you fat grass. I've done you favours for the last year all over the place. I'll let him off, give him a walk over. You know, just bow down on loads of things out of respect, not fear. You've had your turn, you fat bastard. Now fuck off and let us youngsters have ours. That's how it went. Phone down. Torn on of it. Cracked on. Just another argument with a fat dickhead. That's what I thought. Little did I know, he thought he was Charlie Biglicks, didn't he? Fucking Charlie Big Spuds. Anyway, he's gone out of his way to set a plot up to get me killed. Hey? And completely fucked it right up. Fucked it right up. So basically, we've had that phone call. Within 3 or 4 weeks of that phone call, our mate had just been chased. Little Craig Arrowsmith. He'd gone out for the night with his girlfriend, one of them McLarens. He was in the 051, and a group of kids from Scotland Road and Rice Lane. No, actually, it was a group of kids from Rice Lane. You know who these are, just like I do. Them kids from Rice Lane that had been getting tethered by us decided they wanted to pick on him. So you've got 6 lads attacking him while he's with his bird. Craig puts his bird in the taxi, gets his bird out the way, has a little scrap with them, then takes chase. As he's taking chase from the 051, there's a big hotel next to it called the Adelphi. And on this side where the bus stops are, you've got a little wall that looks about 5 foot. But on the other side, it's a 100-foot drop. Right, so Craig Arrowsmith took chase, bang, vaulted that wall and snapped his neck. That was the first Craig of 3 that got killed around the same time. You had Craig Arrowsmith, you had Craig Barker, and you had the kid off Molyneux Road. That is the spit of Craig Barker. Absolute image of him. A murder that's unsolved. Farley. Anyway, let me move on. Where was I? Right, so he's being chased. He's jumped over this wall thinking it's a little drop on the other side. It's been a 100-foot drop. He's shattered his neck. We've been dealing with the funeral, getting the funeral paid, dealing with the family, as you do when one of the kids have been killed, because he was a kid at the time, yeah? So we've done all that. We've gone to the funeral. We're not live, everything's being put away because we're going funerals. So we come back, we're just chilling for a day or two. We get out of that galaxy, go and buy another galaxy. On our estate, we've got a little kid, a young man, living facing us called Craig Barker. Got a little, a young lad called Craig Barker living facing us. Boss kid. He used to attend school regular. He's also got his qualifications to manage under 13 football team. And that's what he was doing. That was his purpose in life. What did he do for us? Absolutely fuck all. Did I put a little bit of money on his porch every so often? Yeah, but nothing major. He was nothing. He was a good, law-abiding kid at the age of 18. So we've been to the wake. Most of the kids that are normally on the estate had been to the wake. We come on, we see Craig. Say, little Craig, do you want to come with us, lad? Little Craig jumps in the car with us. We're going, because we just bought this new Galaxy. We had a 2.3 Galaxy Z-Tech, yeah, on a 52 plate. But we'd had it for a while, it was on top. And I'd spotted a 2.8 Gaia X on a 52 plate, but it was well better. Better engine, better interior, with PS station in the headrest. So Craig had come with us that morning in the buses to do the transfer. So one bus went, 2 buses came back. The Z-Tech got parked up outside my Mars, and we fucked off to Speak in the 2.8. We went to Speak retail park to get this wire, you know, for the PlayStation 2, for the headrest. So we go there, sitting off there, get this wire, get a scran from the KFC, I think it was, sit there, have a joint, eat our scran, have a joint, and my phone rings, and it's Janet, my mother, saying, come and get your washing. You still there, people? Saying, come and get your washing. So it is what it is. They're on the computer. Craig's on the back playing on it with Mark Richo, the one who's lifed off now for Mikey Wright. He's in the back playing on the computer. Arian's driving, and I'm in the front blazing a joint on the way to my Mars. It's getting dark now. It's starting to get dark. As we're floating down Robson Street, there's not a police car in sight, which was unusual. Just proper unusual that there was no police in sight. We seen one car down Robson Street with its fog lights on. I thought it was the only police car we could see, but it wasn't. It was their car watching the Galaxy that they thought we was in, that we'd parked up earlier in the day. So we go into me Mars close to get me washing. I asked Craig to give me a hand. Me and Craig jump out. We go in. We're transferring about 10 bags of washing that haven't been done for a bit. We're transferring them. We put them in the boot. I say to Craig at that point, jump in the front, lad. Jump in the passenger seat. I want to have a go at the game. You've been honest and speak. So there's a little and ahhing from him, like he doesn't want to give the game up. So we're going, fucking get out the fucking get in the front. You know, like a little mad argument for him to get in the front. Anyway, he gets in the front. As we're coming up the close, and as we're coming out of Maryport Close, I'm going to do a right towards another cafe. I had a flat above that cafe where everyone used to go. As we're doing a right there, Ian said, get on that car, parked up with its lights off. So as we done the right, we were going to go, that was going to follow us and probably do me outside the flat. But I've said, slam it, lad. Reverse, let's see who it is. So we've slammed it and reversed, so cut the car off, you know, so we couldn't go nowhere. So as we're all looking at, don't forget we've got tinted windows on our Galaxy, yeah? So as we're looking at the driver, you can't see no one else in the car because the gunman is lying down on the back seat. Right, so as we're looking at this gunman, out the corner of my eye, I see the back door open, but still can't see no bodies. So while they're all thinking, who's this? I'm looking at the back door thinking, hang on, fuck him. Who's this coming out this car here? So as the back door's open, I went, whoa, what's happening here, boys? And the gunman's he's been in a crouched position, you know, like a soldier, crouched behind the door so you couldn't see him above the window. He's popped out, let one shot off, bam, at the passenger window. It's all this there, it's in the papers, go and read it. It's not a tale, it's all truth. So anyway, fucking, he's let one shot off at the window. Bam. With that one shot, he's followed it with a zigzag. So he's like 13 feet away from our car, right? He's let the shot off in a crouch position and then zigzagged. He's on the car in seconds. SAS soldier, weren't he? So he's on the car in seconds. Like, you know when you see in the films, bam, bam, bam. That's what he was like. Right over, onto the window, bang. Started firing, emptying his clip into Craig's chest. So he's point blank, working down the sternum. He's not what people are saying, spraying bullets all over the car and being erratic. No, he's in there, bang. He's gotten Craig on the chest from there and he's working down, bang, 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 bang. As Craig's getting away, as Craig's trying to get away across the passenger seat, he's gone across the handbrake and the centre console. Do you understand what I mean? Like where you can push stuff. He's gone across that backwards. This Waterhouse, the gunman, the soldier, is waist deep in the window. Half of his body is in the window. He's still getting Craig going down. Oh, now Craig's lying on Ian. Craig's whole back is on Ian's side and legs. So all the bullets that are going into Craig now are coming out of him and going into Ian, into Ian's legs, into Ian's lower body. So anyway, that's what it is. At this moment in time, for me, everything's going slow, just like the Matrix. The only thing in the whole situation that's not going slow is me. I'm moving normal. I'm normal speed. Everything else around me is slow. And I'm not bullshitting you. This is the way it was going. The bullets just flowing past. I could see everyone. I could move out of them. I'm not fucking lying to you. I know it might sound crazy. I know it might sound, hang on, he's talking shit. I could see everything that was going on and I was moving fast. So Mark next to me, he's going because he's being clipped in the back, but he's moving slow. The bullets that are ricocheting around the car are going slow, but I'm moving fast. So it's like the whole energy around me started going slow, but my energy never. I was still moving fast. So this cunt's waist deep. This cunt's waist deep now, targeting Craig. He puts about 9 bullets in Craig. Yeah. Back out the window. He just targets the passenger seat thinking it's me. He's being told, get the Pazzy, get that body. The body's gone on to Ian, that's why Ian's being injured. 1 bullet ricocheted round, that's why Mark got injured. I never got hurt. He's jumped out. I've heard the wheel spin. I've heard the car clip, our car. And that's it. Everything started coming back to normal. The screams were getting normal. Everything was becoming reality again, yeah? Everything sank into reality. I've opened the back door, opened the driver's door. Our Ian's hung out. I've had to pick our Ian up, put him onto the back seat of the Galaxy, push Craig back over into the passenger seat. Mark's already bailed on Robson Street. Mark's opened the back door and screeched. He only got a clip on the shoulder. He's just left us to deal with the fucking mess. So I'm there now. I'm driving the Galaxy now, bombing it along Breck Road, do a right onto Everton Road, do a left on by the Red Triangle. Where one of the bullets had ricocheted around the car, had been stuck in the gearbox, and it wouldn't let the car come out of second gear. So it had redlined and blew the gearbox up. So we're stuck on the spot now, and the only car behind me is this girl in an Escort. This girl was Derry Matthews' sister, and that's William Moore's relative. It's mad that, isn't it? So anyway, I've had to jump out the Galaxy, get to this car. She wouldn't let me in it. I've had to smash the window with my fist, pull her out of it. I've had to go back, grab our Ian off the back seat, come back to the Escort. put him by the car, never put him in it. He's told me to go and get Craig, so I've went back. I've had to carry Craig from the passenger seat, and he was about 18, 19 stone. But dead weight is a dead weight. So I've got Craig, I'm carrying him into the back seat, get him onto the back seat, go to get Ian. Ian tells me to leave him. A police car turns up there and then puts him in the boot of their car. I screech with Craig to the hospital. Get into the hospital, crash into the barriers in the hospital, jump out the car, try and get Craig out the car. Next minute I've got armed response pointing guns at me and I'm arrested for Craig's murder. I'm rushed into a room by 4 armed response and I'm handcuffed. And I'm stood there with 4 armed response officers looking at me thinking I've just fucking done madness. Next minute I've heard Sheila Barker screaming, asking for me. Where's Darren? Where's Craig? So it is what it is, lad. And that's where Willie Moore comes into my life. He tried to kill me and it fucked up. He ended up killing a young man on the streets of Liverpool. I get the hate for everything that's gone on. When I was just a young kid defending myself from some millionaire drug dealing scumbag. But it is what it is. Young Craig got lost. In the proceeds, Willie Moore's flapping. Why? Because they never got me. In the following week, some young kids shot dead. Nothing to do with us. I know people keep on screaming it's something to do with us. But some young kid got shot dead. And that made Willie Moore panic even more. Thinking it was us and one of them's going to get it next. No. The first person on the phone that identified David Regan as having any part to do with this crime was William Moore. At the same time, going back over 10 years, William Moore had been banging David Regan's wife. How do I know this? Because it was common knowledge, right through the Guild days, right through the Currys, that Nicky had been getting banged by Willie for years. The main witness in my trial was Nicola Curry. The only witness in my trial was Nicola Curry. The same Nicola Curry got arrested with cocaine, heroin, scales and money whilst I was on remand, whilst she was the main witness. The police pushed it all under the carpet, give her a discharge from court with a fine, on the basis that she'd sink me, which is exactly what she tried to do. Now, when I'm in my trials and I'm trying to say to the prosecution, that's Willie Moore's bird, how can you have her as a legit witness against me when you know quite well Willie Moore's out to kill me? They were denying it right through. There's no evidence, there's no paperwork to prove this, you're just saying this, blah, 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 okay. So I'm due to go on my third trial, no, my second trial. And the only evidence against me is this Nicky Regan and all the bullshit that Willie Moore's told her to say. Complete fucking lies. Whilst I'm on remand, I get a phone call on me, you know, my phone, what I've got off one of the boys. I get a phone call while I'm in jail going, hey lad, your main witness is in the Warrington Echo or the Warrington paper. And I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking, what do you mean, lad? She's being arrested. It says Gangsters Mall, arrested with drugs. Right, so I'm going, okay. Take that paperclip and write round to this solicitor's office now. Hand it over straight away. So we've gone round there, bang. Solicitors looked at it and went, wow. Bang. We've produced it in court and said, Judge, we were arguing the toss in the first trial. We were arguing the toss in the second trial, saying this witness is tied to the person that tried to kill me. Because it was all entwined, their trial and our trial. They were working at the same time, so we couldn't. Look, William Moore had all the time in the fucking world to solve this on the streets. He refused to do so and tried to fucking sink me for the 30 with. That's the bottom line. But anyway, so because she had that court case in Warrington, and she was the main prosecution witness in our trial. We were entitled to the paperwork from the Warrington court case. And when we've got the Warrington court case papers back, in that paperwork, there was proof that William Moore and Nicola Curry had been paying a mortgage together for the past 11 years. This is in 2004, so 11 years from 2004. On a £950,000 house in Barham Park by the golf course in Ayton. Right, so straight away, the judge halted me trial when he heard this evidence that she'd been linked to William Moore right through it all. He fucked her off. He fucked her evidence off. He sent the jury out. And then he turned round and said to me and Mark Richardson, who was the only ones left in the dock, everyone else has been acquitted. We've got two choices here, Mr. Richardson. You can carry on with Mr. G in this trial now. Or we can sever Mr. G from you and let you carry on with this jury by yourself. That was the option. So we severed it. It was obvious what's going on, Mark, you're going home. There's no evidence on you, you're going home. Simple as that. So fucking, that's it. I get severed from them, get remanded, go back to court a month later by myself, have a one-day trial and get convicted on hearsay of a police officer. That's it. Go into my 18-year jail term on the back of a name that William Moore gave me. Mad, innit? Anyway, it is what it is, people. That's just a little insight into my life there. And just in that one story, there's a few fatalities, isn't there? Mixed up in it. It's mad, innit, though? It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. And that's why I sit here now on a regular basis, most of my time. Yeah, you hear me rant about this, you hear me rant about that. But the majority of the time, I'm trying to get through to your fucking brain. Get out of that life. Because you're just getting wrecked off these days. You're getting wrecked off these days. Now you've got to look at, like, who I went up against. Now I'm not trying to be big-headed here or nothing. I'm not trying to be this big fucking I am. But you've got to understand what happened back in the day and who I stood my ground against. No one else has stand the ground against these. No one. You know, these were the men back in the day, Tommy Gilday and all that shit. Everyone was shook at them. Honest. I mean, Tommy was dead by the time Willie got out of prison. And if Tommy was alive, Willie would never have conducted himself in that way towards me. I'm convinced. But it is what it is. He was a slimy rat. He didn't like what happened to him. He got told straight, fuck off, you've got your millions, you've had your turn, don't think you can come round here bullying us youngsters who were trying to feed our families. He didn't like it. He went and hired that SAS soldier to come and kill me. Don't get it twisted. He went to Manchester. He went to Newcastle. He went to all them areas trying to recruit them local gunmen who I'd been in jail with, who'd had it with. So they're all refusing to work. They're saying no. So he's gone to the soldier who he'd done jail with. When he went to jail for taking that graft up the road from Birmingham, when he went to prison on that term, that's where he's met Darren Waterhouse. Now, who's Darren Waterhouse? Darren Waterhouse is a recognised soldier. He's got the military cross. He went into Bosnia and rescued his platoon, so got a bravery cross off the Queen. He's a well-recognised soldier, but he's banged to fucking rights on this murder. Banged to rights. And it's not the only one he's done in the country. You know, they were on him for quite a while down London. He's done a few in London. So the bottom line is this. That cunt is sitting there appealing now. It's been over 10 years. He's continuously appealing on daft shit. And the only reason he's continuously appealing is to delay the process of getting his medal stripped from his chest. And this is all he's doing it for. He's a cunt. And I know I keep on mentioning it, but he shouldn't be put in the same category as all them other soldiers that haven't fell off the line, that haven't disgraced the uniform, you know, that haven't disgraced the Queen and country. He has. Well, you understand what I mean? It's like, there's a few bad apples in all armed forces and all organisations, and he's one of them, and you shouldn't let him and his shit-stained history affect the work of SAS or other soldiers that are nothing like him, that would never go out onto the streets and use their skills that they're taught in an unprofessional manner and kill a kid. It doesn't matter if it's an accident. If you want to put it into the accident fold, if that's an accident and everyone's okay to let it go, what about Sean Mercer and Rhys Jones? Yeah, it was a brutal, deadly fucking murder. It should never have happened to that young kid. But the bottom line was, it was an accident.